The glittering world of global celebrity culture often thrives on the most unexpected intersections, where the high-octane adrenaline of elite international sports collides seamlessly with the hyper-visible, fast-paced universe of modern digital stardom. In the heart of London, a city famed for its historic charm and its ultra-exclusive, tucked-away nightlife, a narrative began to unfold that would instantly capture the collective imagination of millions across the globe. It was an ordinary Thursday morning in the British capital, at least for the vast majority of its residents rushing to begin their daily routines, but outside one of Mayfair's most guarded and prestigious private establishments. The atmosphere was thick with anticipation. The cobblestone streets, still damp from the classic English mist, reflected the dimming streetlights as the final hours of the night gave way to the early dawn. For those who watched the movements of the world's most influential personalities, this particular morning was about to yield a story that would dominate headlines, ignite social media feeds, and spark an endless wave of speculation. The sheer magnetism of these two distinct worlds coming together is exactly why stories like this capture our shared fascination. And if you want to stay ahead of every major twist and turn in the lives of your favorite icons, make sure to subscribe to our channel right now so you never miss an exclusive update. As the heavy doors of the exclusive venue swung open, it became immediately clear that this was not just another routine night out for the rich and famous, but rather the beginning of a complex puzzle that fans would spend days trying to piece together. To understand the weight of this moment, one must first appreciate the unique venue that served as the backdrop for this late-night encounter. The 22, located in London's historic and opulent district, is not a place where ordinary people simply wander in for a casual drink. It is a sanctuary designed specifically for the global elite, a multi-story Edwardian manor turned private hotel and members club where privacy is guarded like a state secret and the guest list reads like a who's who of international fashion, entertainment, and sports. For individuals whose lives are constantly lived under the microscopic lens of public scrutiny, places like this offer a rare, fleeting haven where they can let their guard down, away from the prying eyes of paparazzi and the relentless flashbulbs of the media. Yet, in the modern era of instant communication, true secrecy is nearly impossible to maintain, even within the reinforced walls of Mayfair's most secure lounges. The air of mystery that surrounds such establishments only heightens the public's desire to know what happens behind closed doors, turning every exit and entry into a high-stakes event. On this specific night, the tension outside the venue was palpable as onlookers and insiders alike waited to see who would emerge from the shadows of the club's discreet entrance. Sensing that something extraordinary was brewing in the quiet London air, when the moment finally arrived, it did so with a sudden burst of energy that caught many by surprise, shattering the stillness of the early morning hours. A figure emerged from the private club, moving with the unmistakable speed and agility of a professional athlete who is thoroughly accustomed to navigating high-pressure environments. Dressed in a sleek, understated black outfit that contrasted sharply with a crisp white ball cap and matching white sneakers, the individual did not linger on the pavement to chat or wave to the gathering crowd. Instead, in a move that spoke volumes about a desire to avoid prolonged exposure, he executed a rapid, tactical sprint directly from the building's threshold into the safety of a waiting luxury vehicle that had been idling nearby. This was no ordinary clubgoer attempting to evade a standard crowd. This was a high-profile figure executing a well-coordinated exit strategy designed to minimize visual documentation. Once inside the sanctuary of the vehicle's darkened back seat, the individual immediately turned his attention to his glowing phone screen, his face illuminated by the artificial light as the car prepared to pull away into the winding London streets. The sheer urgency of the departure instantly set off alarm bells among those witnessing the scene, signaling that this was far more than a casual evening drawing to a natural close. Moments later, the contrast in departure styles became beautifully apparent as a second group of high-profile guests stepped out into the cool morning air, opting for a completely different approach to their exit. Leaving the trendy venue with a calm, unbothered elegance that suggested they were entirely in their element, two prominent women walked hand in hand, commanding the attention of everyone left on the street. One of them, a universally recognized digital icon and trendsetter, looked absolutely radiant, defying the late hour with a flawless appearance that seemed perfectly curated for a high-fashion editorial. She wore a stunning golden-hued ruched dress that caught the faint morning light beautifully, paired effortlessly with strappy gold heels that added an extra layer of sophistication to her striking silhouette. Flanked by her close friend and fellow high society fixture, Anastasia Karanikolou, the pair took their time navigating the short distance from the club's heavy doors to their own transport, exuding an aura of absolute confidence and poise. Unlike the hurried, athletic sprint that had occurred just moments prior, this departure was a masterclass in composed celebrity presence, deliberately measured and utterly fascinating to behold. The visual juxtaposition of the two separate exits, one a lightning-fast dash, the other a graceful, synchronized stroll, only served to deepen the narrative intrigue. Leaving an array of unanswered questions hanging in the crisp London atmosphere as the two distinct parties vanished into the London dawn, the immediate aftermath left an undeniable vacuum of information that the public was eager to fill. The juxtaposition of these two worlds, the relentless, precise discipline of professional racing and the vibrant, highly curated sphere of digital influence, created a fascinating contrast that felt both entirely unexpected and strangely inevitable. For hours, the atmosphere inside the exclusive club had remained a complete mystery, a hidden narrative locked away behind velvet ropes and strict non-disclosure policies. But the moment those separate vehicles pulled away from the curb of the 22, the machinery of modern media and public curiosity roared to life, desperate to understand the exact nature of the connection that had brought these individuals to the exact same geographic point, at the exact same hour of the night. It was a classic study in celebrity gravity where two massive orbits briefly overlap, creating a spectacular flashpoint that commands the attention of millions. The initial fragments of visual evidence began to circulate rapidly, passing through the digital grapevines and elite celebrity watch groups, setting the stage for an international guessing game that was only just beginning to gain momentum. The digital landscape erupted into a frenzy of speculation almost immediately after those separate vehicles melted into the early morning London traffic. As the initial fragments of footage and photographs found their way to the notorious celebrity watchdog platform Domois, within minutes, the seemingly disconnected puzzle pieces began to fuse into a singular, highly compelling narrative that connected 25-year-old TikTok sensation Alix Earle and 26-year-old Formula One superstar Lando Norris. To the untrained eye, their staggered exits from the 22 might have seemed like a mere coincidence, a case of two famous individuals happening to frequent the same ultra-trendy Mayfair establishment on a random Wednesday night. However, for a global audience obsessed with reading between the lines of celebrity behavior, the deliberate nature of their departures suggested something far more calculated. The raw video footage of Norris executing a rapid, near-athletic sprint from the club's threshold into his waiting car contrasted sharply with the leisurely, hand-in-hand exit of Earle and her close confidante Anastasia Karanikolou, looked less like a random occurrence and more like a carefully orchestrated strategy to avoid being captured in the same frame. This tactical choreography only added fuel to an already blazing fire of curiosity. As fans and media outlets began digging deeper into the sudden alignment of these two massive stars, attention intensified when journalists from entertainment publications, including Page 6, immediately reached out to the official representatives of both Lando Norris and Alix Earle on Thursday morning, seeking clarification on the nature of their late-night meeting. The response from both camps was a resounding, heavy silence as neither team issued an immediate statement or clarification regarding the London sighting. In the world of high-profile public relations, a lack of an immediate denial often speaks just as loudly as an official confirmation, leaving the public to dissect the existing visual evidence with even greater intensity. Paparazzi photographs captured Norris in the back seat of his vehicle, completely absorbed by his smartphone screen, his expression unreadable beneath the brim of his white ball cap. Meanwhile, social media users began a meticulous forensic analysis of the clothing and timing, noting that Earle's breathtaking golden-hued ruched dress and strappy heels were perfectly suited for a high-stakes night out in London's most exclusive social circles. The absolute silence from their respective publicists created an informational vacuum, a fertile ground where rumors could mutate from simple gossip into an international entertainment narrative that dominated the news cycle for days as the internet worked overtime to decode the London encounter. A broader investigation into their recent movements revealed that this was far from the first time the path of the American lifestyle influencer and the British racing driver had crossed. Dedicated internet sleuths quickly unearthed separate pieces of evidence indicating that a quiet connection had been simmering between the two for several months, spanning multiple luxurious European destinations. Media outlets like TMZ had previously obtained candid snapshots of the pair spending time together in Cannes, France, a coastal playground renowned for hosting the global elite during the warm summer months. This revelation cast a completely new light on the London sighting, transforming it from an isolated incident into part of an ongoing transatlantic pattern of companionship. Furthermore, history showed that Earle had been a prominent guest at the prestigious Monaco Grand Prix earlier in June, an event that represents the absolute pinnacle of the Formula One social calendar and a weekend where Norris is always under immense competitive and social pressure. The realization that Earle had been present in the paddock, followed by their documented time together on the French Riviera, suggested that their connection had been steadily building away from the immediate glare of mainstream American media to fully understand the gravity of this unfolding saga. One must look at the immense cultural weight that both individuals carry within their respective highly lucrative industries. Lando Norris is not just a driver, he is one of the brightest and most marketable young talents in the hyper-competitive world of modern motorsport, driving for a historic team and commanding a massive, intensely loyal global fan base that tracks his every move both on and off the racetrack. His life is defined by millisecond precision, intense athletic discipline, and a grueling international travel schedule that leaves very little room for traditional personal relationships. On the other side of this equation stands Alix Earle, an absolute titan of modern digital media who fundamentally redefined the concept of the viral internet celebrity. With millions of deeply invested followers watching her daily life, her beauty routines, and her personal choices, she possesses a unique form of cultural currency that can turn any casual brand mention or social outing into a global trend within a matter of hours. When two entities of this magnitude intersect, it creates a unique cultural collision where the traditional sports world mixes with the ultra-modern reality of internet fame, creating a narrative that appeals to an incredibly diverse and expansive demographic. The unfolding drama surrounding Earle and Norris became even more compelling when viewed through the lens of Earle's recent, highly publicized romantic history, which has kept her at the absolute center of celebrity gossip columns for the past 2 years. Only months prior, in December, Earle had officially ended a high-profile 2-year relationship with professional football player Braxton Berrios, a split that left her millions of followers wondering who would next capture the attention of the ultimate digital it girl. Following that breakup, the rumor mill had linked Earle to none other than NFL legend Tom Brady, the 48-year-old 7-time Super Bowl champion. The speculation surrounding Earle and Brady began during a glamorous New Year's Eve yacht party in the exclusive Caribbean haven of St. Bart's, where insiders reported that the swimsuit model and the legendary quarterback had broken away from a larger group to spend a significant portion of the evening engaged in deep private conversation in a secluded cabin. The tension reached a peak in February when the two were spotted looking incredibly cozy at an exclusive private Super Bowl party, where onlookers witnessed Brady wrapping his arms around Earle in a highly affectionate display that seemed to signal the arrival of a major new celebrity power couple. Despite the undeniable visual chemistry and the affectionate outings between Earle and the iconic athlete, sources close to the situation had been quick to temper expectations, describing the relationship as a fun but ultimately non-serious fling. Insiders noted that Brady, known globally for his intense perfectionism and meticulous approach to every aspect of his life, was incredibly particular about his romantic associations and was not looking to rush into a serious commitment so soon after his highly publicized divorce. This complex backdrop of high-profile, older suitors made Earle's sudden shift toward Lando Norris, a man practically her own age, all the more fascinating to a public obsessed with her romantic trajectory. The contrast between a veteran sports icon like Brady and a rising global racing star like Norris represented a dramatic pivot in Earle's social circle, shifting the narrative from a quiet, exclusive romance in elite American sports circles to a fast-paced international lifestyle that perfectly mirrored her own energetic digital brand. As the details of her past flings continued to circulate alongside the fresh footage from London, the question of what truly happened inside the 22 grew more intense, setting the stage for a deeper look into the philosophies and choices that drive these young icons. The shift in Earle's romantic narrative becomes even more understandable when examining her own explicitly stated philosophies regarding dating and age gaps, which she has openly shared with her massive audience. In a highly discussed episode of her popular YouTube series titled Get Real With Me, the digital superstar candidly reflected on her personal life and revealed a distinct aversion to dating men who are close to her own age. During the broadcast, Earle shared a humorous yet telling anecdote about a brief romantic excursion with a partner who was merely a single year older than herself, declaring to her viewers with absolute certainty that she simply could not bring herself to navigate that specific dynamic ever again. This public admission shed a completely new light on her past involvements with significantly older, more established figures like 48-year-old Tom Brady, suggesting that her romantic preferences lean heavily toward individuals who have already established a massive legacy and possess a mature understanding of the intense pressures that accompany global fame. By stepping out into the London night with 26-year-old Lando Norris, Earle appeared to be deliberately challenging her own established dating rules. A fascinating development that fans eagerly interpreted as a sign that the young Formula One driver possesses a level of maturity, charm, and worldly experience that sets him completely apart from his peers. This international lifestyle of high-stakes glamour, cross-continental travel, and elite social circles is something that both Earle and Lando Norris have mastered completely, making their potential alignment feel like a natural evolution of their respective journeys. For Earle, the journey from a college student sharing relatable beauty routines from her dorm room to a globally recognized fashion icon and media powerhouse has been nothing short of meteoric. Driven by an uncanny ability to connect with audiences on a deeply personal level while simultaneously operating at the highest echelons of the entertainment industry. Similarly, Norris has spent his entire youth in the high-pressure cooker of international motorsport, climbing the ranks of karting and junior formulas before cementing his position as a premier driver on the global stage, where every single move is analyzed by millions of sports enthusiasts. The shared reality of living a life that is constantly broadcast to the public, where a single casual interaction can trigger an avalanche of global commentary, creates an immediate, unspoken bond between them that very few people outside their ultra-exclusive circle could ever truly comprehend. This unique shared experience provides a powerful foundation for a deep connection, whether that connection manifests as a close, supportive friendship among global elites or something far more romantic and enduring. As the dust began to settle around the initial shock of the London sighting, industry insiders and cultural commentators began to look at the broader implications of this modern celebrity intersection, analyzing how it perfectly reflects the changing landscape of global fame. The traditional boundaries that once separated elite professional athletes from the fast-evolving world of digital creators have completely disintegrated, giving rise to a new era where crossover appeal is the ultimate currency. A Formula One superstar like Norris, who operates within a sport that has experienced an unprecedented surge in American popularity due to docuseries and digital media, finds a perfect cultural counterweight in someone like Earle, who commands the undivided attention of the exact demographic traditional sports leagues are desperate to capture. Their late-night meeting at the 22 was not merely a footnote in a gossip column, but a brilliant manifestation of how modern icon status operates, where the high-octane world of the racetrack and the highly influential world of lifestyle content creation merge to create a brand synergy that is incredibly powerful and endlessly fascinating to the global public, while the world continues to wait for a definitive statement or a formal confirmation from either of their public relations teams. The fascinating story of Earle and Lando Norris remains an open book, with fans meticulously watching their every digital footprint and public appearance for the next clue. Whether this late-night London adventure was the continuation of a quiet, burning romance born in the sunny paddocks of Monaco and the exclusive beach clubs of Cannes, or simply an enjoyable night out between two highly successful young professionals who share a mutual circle of influential friends, its impact on popular culture is undeniable. In a world where celebrity narratives are often highly manufactured and predictable, the authentic mystery and raw excitement surrounding this unexpected pairing have provided a refreshing, captivating storyline that continues to hold the collective imagination of millions in a tight grip. As both individuals return to their demanding, fast-paced schedules, Norris preparing for his next grueling race weekend on the international circuit, and Earle continuing to curate trends for her massive global audience, the memory of that rainy Thursday morning in Mayfair lingers on, serving as a powerful reminder that